The Dimensional Serum, Jack's Descent. Opening scene. Professor Jack Thornton, a brilliant scientist with a passion for dimensional research, is working tirelessly in his lab. The reason behind his obsession isn't driven by curiosity alone, it's for love. His wife, Julissa, is dying of an incurable illness, and he is running out of time. Together, they have 2 children, Adam and Triss, who are unaware of the magnitude of their father's efforts. For 4 long years, Jack has researched and explored theories about parallel dimensions, particularly ones where mythology and folklore are real. In these dimensions, mystical powers and creatures could potentially harbor the cure he needs. Now, on the brink of desperation, Jack has finally found a way to open a portal to one such realm, a realm where he hopes to find a serum that could save Julissa. The breakthrough. As Julissa lies in bed, her health fading faster by the day, Jack works in the lab, his hands shaking as he makes final adjustments to the portal machine. After years of studying ancient texts, analyzing strange energy signatures, and conducting dangerous experiments, Jack successfully opens a shimmering, swirling portal. On the other side, a twisted, ominous forest can be seen. He knows he's running out of time. "I'll be back before it's too late," he whispers, clutching a prototype laser gun he built with his son, Adam, years ago. The demon senses him. As Jack prepares to step into the portal, something stirs in the dark dimension. A demon-like vampire, an ancient, immensely powerful creature that senses disturbances in the fabric of space, opens its eyes in the shadowy forest. This being, drawn to the portal's energy, flies toward it with terrifying speed. With a surge of dark magic, it forces the gateway wider. Before Jack can react, the creature emerges, its monstrous form towering above him. The air crackles with unnatural energy. The creature slams Jack across the lab, sending equipment flying. Jack struggles to stand as the vampire-like demon turns its gaze toward the living room, where it sees Julissa lying on her bed. The creature seems to sense her fragile state, and with a sadistic grin, it lifts Jack by the throat. With a single flick of its wrist, the demon hurls Jack into the portal. Into the new dimension. Jack is sucked into the portal, tumbling through space and time until he lands with a hard thud on the other side. As he struggles to his feet, dazed and disoriented, the portal explodes behind him, sending a shockwave that destroys his house back on Earth. The explosion seals the dimensional tear, cutting off Jack's return. Jack is now trapped in this strange and dangerous realm, alone and without a way to save Julissa. The dark forest and the eyes. As he collects himself, Jack hears strange noises, whispers and growls, coming from the surrounding forest. His heart races as he catches a glimpse of yellow eyes glowing in the shadows. Then, more eyes appear, blue eyes, watching him from all directions. But the most terrifying sight is still to come. Emerging from the depths of the forest, a pair of piercing red eyes shine through the darkness, staring directly at Jack with a predatory hunger. The creature steps into view. It's a werewolf, larger and more vicious than any legend Jack had ever read. With only his prototype laser gun, a small, experimental weapon with limited power, Jack knows he has one shot to survive. The werewolf attack. The werewolf, with its fiery red eyes, charges at Jack with incredible speed. Desperate, Jack cranks the energy output of his laser gun to the max, watching as the weapon begins to glow a deep red and smoke, ready to overheat. He aims at the charging beast and fires. A searing red beam blasts out, striking the werewolf in the chest. The creature stumbles, but to Jack's horror, it doesn't stop. The werewolf lunges forward and bites into Jack's shoulder, its massive jaws sinking deep. Pain surges through Jack as he tries to fight the creature off, but something strange begins to happen. Instead of killing him, the werewolf's bite seems to transfer something into Jack. The energy from the laser gun, the creature's mystical nature, and the demonic energy from the dimension all begin to intertwine. A dark transformation. Jack collapses to the ground, his vision blurring as the werewolf pulls back, still smoldering from the blast. He feels the werewolf's dark power surging through his veins, coursing alongside the energy from his gun. His body convulses, racked by unimaginable pain, and then, everything goes black. When Jack wakes up, the werewolf is gone. He's lying on the cold ground, surrounded by the strange forest. His body feels different. There's a strange new power within him, but there's also something terrifying. The bite has done something to him. He's changing, and whatever it is, he doesn't fully understand it yet. Jack rises to his feet, knowing he has no time to waste. His wife's life depends on him. But now, he's not just racing against time, he's racing against the dark force growing inside of him. Armed with newfound powers he doesn't yet comprehend, Jack sets off deeper into the dark dimension, determined to find the serum, stop the demonic vampire that followed him through the portal, and somehow, return to Earth before it's too late. Little does he know, his quest will unlock far greater dangers, and powers, than he ever imagined. As Jack struggles to his feet, his mind reeling from the strange energy flowing through his veins, the werewolves surrounding him suddenly stop their menacing growls. One of the wolves, a massive, scarred creature with one eye, steps forward. Its fur is a mix of gray and silver, and despite its terrifying appearance, it speaks in a deep, gravelly voice filled with wisdom. You're the one of prophecy, the one-eyed wolf says, bowing its head slightly in deference. The one who will lead us to greatness. Jack, still confused and in pain from the bite, stares at the wolf in disbelief. What prophecy? What are you talking about? The werewolf snarls softly but not in anger. We have been prisoners of this world, lessers, cursed to roam these dark lands for centuries, hunted and despised by the other creatures that dwell here. But you are destined to rise above them all. You will lead us in battle against the other magical beasts that rule this dimension, and together, we will claim dominion over them. Jack shakes his head, overwhelmed. I don't care about your wars or prophecies. I need to get back to my wife and kids. They need me. How do I leave this place? How do I get back? The one-eyed wolf steps closer, its gaze piercing into Jack's. The ancients foretold that you possess the power to tear open the fabric of dimensions, to rip through the very essence of reality and create portals. Jack is taken aback. Rip open dimensions? How? I've spent years trying to do just that with technology, and now you're saying I can do it with, what? Magic. The bite, the wolf growls. The bite of our kind has awakened your true power. You don't need your machines anymore. The strength is within you now. But Jack's mind isn't on the werewolf's plans or his new abilities. His thoughts go to Julissa, Adam, and Triss. He needs to get back to them before it's too late. I need to know how to control it, he insists. I need to get back to my family. The one-eyed wolf looks down, seemingly hesitant. There is more, it says, voice thick with grim knowledge. The demonic vampire you encountered, the one that forced open the gate, he seeks your wife. Jack's heart skips a beat. What? Why? The wolf lowers its head. Your wife, Julissa, she is the spitting image of the demonic vampire's wife, Lisa. 1,000 years ago, Lisa was human, and Victor, the vampire, fell in love with her. He wanted to turn her, to make her his queen, but she did not survive the transformation. Her death sent him on a rampage that nearly destroyed this dimension. Jack's breath catches in his throat. What does this have to do with Julissa? The wolf snarls softly. Victor believes she is the reincarnation of his lost love. He will stop at nothing to have her. If you do not return soon, Victor will take her, and his obsession with her will reignite his madness. He will tear apart both worlds to claim her. Jack feels his blood run cold. His family is in greater danger than he ever imagined. Not only is his wife dying, but now a powerful demonic vampire is coming for her, believing she is the reincarnation of his ancient lover. Jack clenches his fists, feeling a strange surge of power rippling through him. How do I stop him? Jack asks, determination hardening his voice. The prophecy says that only you can stop Victor, the wolf replies. But to defeat him, you will need to master the power within you, and find the ancient relics of this realm, artifacts that grant unimaginable strength. The blade of the ancients, which can pierce even Victor's immortality, and the orb of light, said to hold the essence of the sun itself, the one thing that can destroy creatures of darkness. Jack nods, his mind racing. Time is running out, but he knows what he must do. Where do I find these relics? The wolf with one eye growls low. The path to them is perilous, filled with creatures more dangerous than even the vampire. But you must begin your journey soon, or your world, and your family, will be lost. Jack steels himself, his resolve stronger than ever. He has no choice but to embrace the power within him, master the dimensional tier ability, and find the relics to defeat Victor. His family's survival, and possibly the fate of both dimensions, depends on it. The wolf steps back, its yellow eye glowing in the shadows. The fate of two worlds rests on your shoulders, Jack. Will you rise to the challenge? Jack grips his laser gun tightly, the energy still crackling within. I don't have a choice, he says. I'm coming for you, Victor. With a surge of newfound power, Jack begins his journey into the heart of this dark dimension, determined to find a way back to his world, and to save his wife from a fate worse than death. As Jack stands among the towering werewolves, suddenly, a voice echoes within his mind, calm yet powerful. I am Fenrir, the ancient wolf spirit within you. I will guide you on this journey. Startled but focused, Jack asks, Fenrir, how are you in my head? I was sealed inside you when you were bitten. Our fates are now intertwined. If you wish to survive this world and save your family, you must embrace the beast within. You possess my power now, but you must learn to control it. Jack takes a deep breath, his heart racing with anticipation. How do I transform? Fenrir's voice is steady, like the calm before a storm. Close your eyes. Feel the primal energy within you. Let it rise to the surface. Grasp it, and let the beast free. Jack does as he's told. He feels a strange energy coursing through his veins, his muscles tightening, his senses sharpening. He inhales deeply, then suddenly, like a dam breaking, he releases it all. His body begins to morph and grow, muscles expanding, bones shifting. Within moments, he towers at 8 feet tall, his new form both terrifying and majestic. His fur is a deep black, streaked with glowing silver, and his claws glint like razors. Instinctively, he throws his head back and howls at the 7 moons above, the sound reverberating through the dark forest. Fenrir's voice returns. You are now in your beast form. Feel your strength. It is limitless here, but you must learn control. Now, we must seek an ally, your first general, Loki. He is a trickster, but also the greatest strategist of this land. His wit and cunning will be invaluable to you. Jack, now fully immersed in his new form, looks at the trees before him, towering and blocking his path. He raises his massive hand, flexing his powerful claws, and with a single swipe, he releases an energy-laced claw slash that cuts through the forest like a hot knife through butter. The trees fall in one swift motion, and the slash continues, tearing through the distant mountainside. Fenrir growls approvingly. You are learning quickly, Jack. We will need that strength for what lies ahead. But remember, there are many enemies in this world who would see you fail. Loki is being held in a distant fortress by creatures of shadow. We must move quickly if we are to free him. Jack, now more determined than ever, strides forward, his massive paws leaving deep imprints in the ground. Let's find him, Jack says, his voice deeper, more menacing in his beast form. And then we'll deal with Victor. Fenrir's voice echoes in agreement. Yes, and with Loki at your side, no force in this realm, or any other, will stand in your way. Together, Jack and Fenrir move through the fallen trees, heading deeper into the mysterious world, ready to face whatever challenges come next. Jack's journey is just beginning, and with the power of the ancient wolf spirit, he is ready to fight for his family and stop the destruction that looms over both dimensions. As Jack steps toward the shadowy forest, his heightened senses immediately detect something sinister. He swiftly jumps out of the way, narrowly avoiding an attack that pierces the ground where he stood moments before. Turning around, Jack locks eyes with his attacker, a hulking, grotesque giant vampire rat, its yellowed teeth bared in a sinister grin. Inside Jack's mind, Fenrir's voice echoes with warning. Be careful, Jack. This is a dangerous fight, but I will guide you through it. The rat, standing tall with glowing red eyes, hisses as it speaks. Who are you, beast? To step into my kingdom and destroy it like this? Jack, his claws ready, responds coldly, the dead don't need to know. The vampire rat begins to laugh, a deep guttural sound that echoes through the forest. You'll pay for destroying my kingdom's landscape, it says, revealing rows of sharp, decayed teeth. My name is General Razor, and you dogs will soon learn his place beneath us vampires. You mutts are nothing compared to us. Jack, unfazed, narrows his eyes and growls. All I see is a filthy rat, and it won't be long before you meet your end. With a sudden burst of speed that defies all understanding, Jack darts forward. Razor barely has time to react before Jack's powerful claws slice clean through the rat's right arm. The severed limb drops to the ground, and Razor screams in agony. I'll make you pay for that. Razor howls, his body convulsing as a new arm begins to grow in place of the old one. Jack smirks, watching the regeneration. I wonder, he says coolly, how many times can you grow those back? Will your head regenerate just as easily? Furious, Razor's yellow eyes blaze with rage. I'll take your hide before you even get the chance, you filthy dog. The vampire rat charges at Jack, wielding a massive, rusted black sword, its edge dripping with blood-like energy. With a howl of anger, Razor swings the sword, sending waves of blood energy slashes through the air. But Jack, now fully in control of his beast form, dodges effortlessly, weaving through the deadly waves as if they moved in slow motion. Stay still, you filthy mongrel. Razor screeches, frustrated by Jack's speed. Suddenly, Jack halts, his eyes glowing bright. With a fluid motion, he raises his claws, their energy intensifying with a dark red glow. In one swift, violent strike, he slashes at Razor with his energy claws, sending a shockwave that slices Razor's head clean off, obliterating the surrounding area in a powerful explosion of force. Razor's headless body collapses to the ground. Jack, his breath steady, walks toward the severed head and picks up the black blade that Razor had wielded. As his hand touches the hilt, he feels a powerful surge of energy flowing into him, as though the blade is alive, absorbing something from the fallen vampire general. Fenrir's voice resonates within him. This is one of the relics you seek, Jack. The Black Blade. It will help you on your journey. Jack furrows his brow and asks, but why would this rat have it? Did he even know what it was? Fenrir growls softly. Perhaps he didn't understand its true power. The ignorant often stumble upon greatness without ever knowing its value. Suddenly, Jack hears something stir behind him. He turns just in time to see Razor's head begin to regenerate, reattaching itself to his body. The vampire general rises again, now angrier than ever. His body begins to contort and shift, growing larger, more monstrous. Razor's form shifts into that of a giant bat-like creature, standing 12 feet tall, his wings spreading wide, casting a shadow over the forest floor. His red eyes burn with fury as he looks down at his shattered sword. You've done it now. Razor bellows, his voice filled with rage. 3 chew on your bones for this, you filthy dog. Fenrir speaks again, calm yet commanding. Jack, now is the time. Use the power of the Black Blade. Channel it. Conjure a weapon worthy of your strength. Without hesitation, Jack focuses on the energy of the Black Blade, his hand gripping the hilt as he feels the sword's power surge through him. With a roar, he conjures a massive greatsword, its edges glowing with dark energy. The weight of the blade feels natural in his hands, as if it was always meant for him. Razor, consumed by fury, charges at Jack, his wings flapping violently as he prepares to tear Jack apart. But Jack, with the power of the Black Blade, meets Razor head-on. In one clean motion, Jack swings the greatsword with devastating force, cutting Razor in half. The vampire rat lets out a final, agonizing scream as his body falls to the ground in 2 massive pieces, blood pooling beneath him. Fenrir's voice echoes in Jack's mind. Now, absorb his energy into the blade. With each foe you conquer, the Black Blade will grow stronger, feeding on their essence. This is your path forward. Jack holds the blade over Razor's fallen body, feeling the dark energy flow from the vampire general into the sword. The blade pulses with newfound power, glowing a deeper shade of black, its edge sharper than before. Onward, Fenrir growls, his voice filled with anticipation. This is only the beginning, Jack. We have many more foes to defeat before we reach the ones who hold the key to your return and the salvation of your family. Jack, now armed with the Black Blade and the power of Fenrir, steps forward, leaving the remains of Razor behind as he continues his journey through the dark forest.